You're playing an attorney, Kevin Avery, who's a bit of a mess, a little bit lazy at first. He's kind of doing the bare minimum and getting easy settlements. But Lana's character and the coyote in his own way, they really inspire your character to go all out and do the right thing and fight the big corporation. What about that character's growth and especially how, the people around him really inspire him to do better? Did you really like about the film?
Oh yeah. First of all, I'm so happy you liked it. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, I mean, I love the journey that my character takes. I think that's what life is all about. Learning from the people around you, getting motivated by the people around you. If you pick the right friends and surround yourself with the right support system and listen to what they have to say, you're going to grow as a person, and that's very much what happens in this movie.
Yeah, there's some great lessons to take away from this film, and I was curious about actually filming it because I heard that they had a puppet kind of stand in for Wile E Coyote a bit. So
Yeah.
much of this film is you reacting to stuff that's not actually happening, and you have to use your imagination. So, how much did having that puppet there and the occasional stand-in really help you?
Well, look, it is hard as is to act with an animated character where a lot of times you're just like when they film it, it's a tennis ball on the end of a stick, and so that's where you know where the animated character's eyes are. So that's hard as is when it's a character that talks. Wiley doesn't even talk, so that was an extra level of complication. But what they did, you were right. They did bring in this this guy Dave Barclay, who's an iconic puppeteer. He's done like Yoda and Jabba the Hutt and the Venus flytrap from Little Shop of Horrors, and he had a Wile E Coyote puppet, and we would rehearse with the puppet, and so you would get a sense of where Wiley would be moving around and how he would react. And then we would even sometimes film the first couple takes with the Wiley puppet in. Then they would bring it out and we do the traditional thing of a stick with a tennis ball on it. And it really brought the scenes to life and made what could have been a very difficult situation a lot easier. And also
Yeah,
the script was just great. Sammy, oh my god, oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting her last name. Sammy Birch. She wrote the screenplay and did an amazing job. And so it just laid out this template. It was always you always knew where you were supposed to be in each scene.
it's a really brilliant script, and I read that Bugs Bunny wasn't originally in it when you filmed that scene. It was a different character. So what was your reaction when you found out that you did have a scene with like the most iconic cartoon character ever made in this film?
Look, it was every aspect of this film was a pinch myself moment. You know, I grew up with Looney Tunes, and I can't remember Looney Tunes not being a part of my life ever. It was I'd come home, watch it after school, watch it on Saturdays. My parents let me watch too much TV, so it was just such a part of my life. And you know, as we just talked about, you're not seeing the characters a lot of times as you're making this movie. And you're so focused on getting your lines right that it didn't truly sink in the level of emotion. It was just a very emotional thing watching the movie for the first time when I got to see myself up there with Wiley and with Bugs Bunny. I mean, yeah, I couldn't remember who was supposed to be in there originally. Lana says it's Elmer Fudd, but which would have been fun too. But I mean, Bugs Bunny, you know, he's he's the king of bunnies. So
Definitely the King of Bunnies,
it
for
was
sure.
just such an honor to be chosen to be a part of this world. Like these are legends, and I got to be up there on screen with them, and it was a very emotional thing. I'm really proud of it.
it's kind of bizarre watching this film now because the plot mirrors the whole release situation, like one to
Right.
one. Like it couldn't be more like I would think it's fake if I didn't know better. Like it's absurd that this whole film's about taking on a corporation that's, putting profits over, people. And then this film had this happen to it. And do you think ultimately it was for the best? Because, it really became a rallying point for people, and it really just underlines the themes of the film so perfectly. Like it kind of felt like this was meant to be in a way.
It almost seems like it could be a marketing ploy, you know? Um, the, my mom always says everything happens for a reason. And the older I get, the more I realize she's right. I certainly was not a fan of this emotional roller coaster in the early going, but maybe it is because of that emotional roller coaster that more people hear about the movie. So I'm choosing to go through and have that be my attitude. Um, I'm just so proud of this movie, and for a long time, it seemed like it was never going to see the light of day. So the fact that it's coming out now, I could not be more excited. And the other thing is, I'll say that one of the reasons it's coming out is all these people who never saw the movie. They were with, they just supported this movie and made a huge stink uh, without ever having seen it, just complete blind faith. And I'm so excited for these people who kind of forced Warner Brothers' hands to see this movie because I think they'll see that the fight was worth it. And it's been a story that I've been so proud to be a part of, both the on screen, which I love so much, and the off screen, which really showed me how many wonderful supportive friends I have that help get me through it. My family and the family that this movie had created. This
Yeah,
family of just thousands of people who worked on it really stuck together and never gave up hope.
yeah, it's definitely worth the wait. And you mentioned your family. You've got two children. How special is it that now this is coming out that you get to share that Looney Tunes movie that you are the star of with your children? That has to be incredible.
That was the most heartbreaking thing when I got to see the movie for the first time, which was right after Warner Brothers had made the decision to shelve it. Was just all I could think about while I was watching the movie is how wonderful it would be to get to share that with my kids. And thinking for a time that that would never get to happen was tough. It was just sad, sad. So like I can't wait to share it with them. They haven't seen it yet.
Although they'll have a blast. There's so many little touches in this film that really underlines that it's was a real labor of love. And John Cena is just hilarious in this. He's
So
trying to
good.
intimidate you. I'm sure that was one of your hardest acting challenges, pretending to be intimidated by a ripped guy like John Cena. What kind
Yeah,
of
I mean,
what
he
stood
knows I can take him easily.
what
He,
stood out about him as a scene partner for you?
I mean, the consummate professional. He had so many long pieces of dialogue that he would come in so prepared, and he was so good, and he was he. I don't think I ever heard him do a stumble, and he had a lot of long chunks of dialogue which he would deliver at at very sometimes very rapid pace, and then he could at times when was asked to he would improvise some lines in the middle of this long chunk, which is very hard to do seamlessly and then just jump right back into scripted dialogue. I can't do that. My brain is too slow, and he just is so good at it. It was fun to watch. He's so good in this movie and just so funny and a real gentleman.
I wonder if that comes from like WWE promos, like having that ability to recite and be on on top of everything. That It's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just impressive. Yeah.
And my last question for you, earlier this year, you were in The Boys playing yourself in a fun cameo. How was that experience and getting to see yourself get killed in such a magnificent way?
I loved the boys so much. It was such a wonderful experience getting to come up here. I was here in Toronto where I am sitting right now, and I'll tell you, they were so fast. I thought that it was supposed to be like 3 or 4 days, and I think they got it done in one day. So that was my only problem I had with it was they got me out so fast. I didn't get to hang out for that long with everybody. But man, what a delightful group of people. And to come into a situation with this group that's been together for that many seasons, it's so fun to come in and see this well-oiled machine, and just everybody on that set was all friends with each other and couldn't have been more welcoming. It was a delightful time.
It's a real nice touch that season. Thank you so much for your time, Will. Congrats on this film. It really turned out special.
Thank you very much.